Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Today's video is going to be all about open-faced sandwiches, and it was actually one of you lovely people out there that requested this video, and I thought yes, because I love sandwiches. Until I moved to England, I actually thought that an open-faced sandwich was just a sandwich, because that's how we eat sandwiches here in Scandinavia. And the open-faced sandwich I think many people around the world know the most about are the Danish ones. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the word, but the Danish ones are very meticulously made. They are sort of little beautiful works of art, and I will say that my approach to open-faced sandwiches, it's a little bit more rustic, but still delicious, and you know, that's what I'm about here. So I want to share my 3 favorite combos. 2 of them are quite simple, and the third one is a little bit more intricate and takes more time, but is well worth it, and I hope you will enjoy. So let's get started and make some sandwiches. For the first combo, I'm preparing some garlic sauteed mushrooms and kale that I'm serving with hummus. To start, I rip the leaves off 4 stems of kale, and I keep the stems to the side because I'm gonna cook those as well. But first I rip the kale leaves into bite-sized pieces, and then I chop the stems finely. I'm using 2 portobello mushrooms for this. It's enough for 2 servings, and I slice them into 1/2 centimeter thick slices. Then I heat some rapeseed oil in a frying pan on medium heat, and I saute the kale stems and the mushrooms for a few minutes until they're golden and have shrunken a bit. I season with salt, pepper, as well as garlic powder. So I'm not using fresh garlic here. I made it really easy with some garlic powder. As always, you will find all the measurements and instructions linked in the description box, so just check that out if you want to. And then when the mushrooms are sauteed, I add in the kale, I season with a little bit more salt and mix it up. Then I cover it with a lid and saute for another 2 minutes until the greens are soft and brightly green. In the meantime, I slice my bread and I slather some hummus onto it. I have hummus recipes on my website, so I'll link that down below for you. When the hummus is on and the greens are wilted, I add the mushrooms and the greens onto the sandwich, and then I sprinkle some toasted seeds over the top. I'm using pumpkin, sunflower, and sesame here. Then I also squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on top to lift the flavors. And that's how easy this first combo is. I think it's really yummy, delicious, savory, and hearty, and the lemon really brightens it up, so I hope you'll like it. Next up is a creamy avocado and kimchi sandwich, and this is inspired by a cafe here in Malmö called Flax, which has the most delicious kimchi actually, but they don't serve it with avo, but I've done this at home and really like it. So I just start off by chopping up an avocado and squeezing the flesh into a bowl. I squeeze some lemon over the avo, and then I'm gonna just season it. And I'm actually adding nutritional yeast to this. I think it adds a nice depth. And then I season with salt, some chili flakes, and I use chipotle, which adds a little bit of a smoky flavor, and also some cracked black pepper, of course. Then I just mash it up until it's really nice and creamy, and I'm ready to make my sandwich. You can of course keep it as chunky or as smooth as you like. You can see what kind of texture I like here. And then I just pop that avo onto a slice of bread and add my kimchi. And I made this kimchi myself. I can link to my recipe down below, but you can of course buy this in the store as well. And if you don't have it in the supermarket, maybe they will have it in the Asian supermarket. And on top of the kimchi, I place some microgreens. You could also use sprouts for this. It just adds a nice pop of color and another nice texture into the sandwich. The final recipe is a vegan carrot gravlax, which is a take on smoked salmon, which has a particular flavor that we like to add to it here in Scandinavia. And like I said, I'm making it with carrots, so I start by just cutting the ends off 4 large carrots and then I peel them as well. And to give these carrots the taste of the sea, I'm gonna roast them in salt. So I've preheated the oven to 200 degrees and I'm placing some really rough salt granules into an oven-safe dish. And then I fit the carrots into the dish snug and place more salt on top. And then that's ready to roast for about 30 to 35 minutes. And they should be soft but not completely mushy. You want a little bit of bite left to them, so keep an eye on them. While the carrots are roasting, I'm preparing a brine for them. So in a saucepan I add some sugar as well as spices. Here I have mustard seeds and white peppercorn. I'm also going to add in some bay leaf as well as a piece of kombu or kelp seaweed. This is optional, but it adds a little bit of that sea flavor to the carrots. I like to rinse mine first to remove any excess salt from the seaweed, and then I'm adding in some water to that saucepan as well, along with some spirit vinegar, which helps with the sort of pickling of the dish. I'm also adding in some liquid smoke, and that's it. I heat this up. It doesn't have to simmer or boil. You just want to dissolve the sugar in there. And once that's done, I turn the hob off and let it just cool down completely. When the carrots are finished roasting, you will want to remove all the salt from them. You don't need any excess salt. The carrots have actually soaked up a lot of the flavor from that salt. So I like to use a brush to just get all those little salt pieces off of the carrots. As you can see, the carrots are soft, but they still have some bite and texture to them. And once the salt is all off, I place the carrots in a plastic bag. I remove my kombu or kelp seaweed from the brine, and then I pour it over the carrots into the bag. And in here it's gonna sit overnight, but before I place it in the fridge I want to get as much air out of there as possible. So here you can see my little trick for doing that. Looks a bit funny, but I assure you it works. And then I just seal the bag. I place it in a bowl or a plate so that it doesn't leak at all in the fridge. That's not fun. Then I pop it in the fridge overnight, and if you have the chance you can flip it over once or twice, and in the morning you can take it out and it's ready to slice up. My best method for doing this is to place it flat on the surface, and then as you can see at an angle, sort of push the knife over the carrot to get these organic looking slices. I place them in a container, and you can keep this in the fridge for about a week. Then I go ahead and I put some vegan cream cheese onto a nice slice of bread, and I am quite generous here. Then I place the vegan gravlax onto that, and yeah, you can make it as fancy as you like. Then I finish off with some fresh dill, and please don't leave this out. It's the best part of the dish, I think. It really goes so well together with this salty, briny carrot and the smooth cream cheese. I really hope you guys take the time to make this. It's really rewarding and it's so yummy. And that's it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you all well. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!